went to go look for water, and yeah, that's no bueno. Man, this place is rough. Feels like I'm in New Bedford, Massachusetts. So this is an illegal 2-family rental. Oh, we're here for the air conditioning maintenance. How you doing? You have a new filter?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I changed last week.
You changed it last week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Oh yeah?
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit. A bullshit.
Okay. All right, now we go upstairs. Get a little stick. Did you have the air conditioning on last week when it was hot?
Yeah.
Was it working good?
Yeah.
Good, perfect. All right, let's see what's going on. All right. An hour, you'll be back. I took James with me to run this air conditioning maintenance call. We installed this about, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago with all new ductwork. I don't recall the PEX lines. I really don't recall putting those in. Good old Bryant. All right. Coil looks a little dirty. All right. So let's pull the disconnect. Now the service history, we were here last year, did maintenance on this. So we'll grab some tools, we'll clean this bad boy out, we'll vacuum out the inside of the base of the condensing unit, and have a nice day. All right, I have James with the 5/16 driver on the M12 impact drill. We're gonna take all the screws off the top of the unit, and we'll take the whole condenser fan assembly off the top of the system. I'll disconnect the wires at the electrical compartment. We'll take the whole top piece off, and that's gonna allow us to clean out the inside of this condenser unit. All right, let's just cut this zip tie. That's gonna hold back our wires for our fan. And we have 2 other wires, and one is going to be, the blue is our compressor. We're gonna have up here, lift this up carefully, okay? The black wire here is condenser fan motor, and then this yellow wire is going to the bottom on that side. Okay, so we'll pull those out. Beautiful. All right, so now that the condenser fan motor assembly is gone, we're going to vacuum out all the debris inside of here. The coil, we'll vacuum off the coil as well. I'm gonna get the blower, and we're gonna blow out the electrical compartment. All right, I got the Milwaukee M12 compact blower. Once he's done vacuuming out everything, I'm gonna blow out the electrical compartment. I wanna show you what's going on with the bottom of the coil. There and there. See how it's like chipping away? Animal urine. Someone's been peeing on this unit. because the other places of the coil don't have that symptom. So we got an animal urinating on the coil. Dog urine, notorious. Let's see if there's any. What is it, down tree right here? Look at this. See if there's any evidence of any animals here. Yeah, definitely some evidence of animals here. Look. Looks like an animal lives in the backyard here. Man. And eventually that defecation over and over and over, you're gonna kill this coil and then you'll have leaks. No bueno. I went to go look for water and yeah, that's no bueno. Man, this place is rough. My God. What? Feels like I'm in New Bedford, Massachusetts. Down trees, pallets, just garbage everywhere. It's crazy. But it won't stop us from doing our job. Doing our job. All right, not too shabby. If we had water available, I would be using the water and some chemicals to clean out this coil, but it's not terrible. Could be worse. But that dog urine, no bueno. Homeowner, property owner let me know that they plan on selling this place. And that's probably why the condition that it's in. Some people are made to be landlords, some aren't. Don't have thick skin for that, you know what I mean? Oh. Plumber's reaction to disarray.
Okay, no, you go walk.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to get your facial expression once you see what I want you to see. I don't know. It's like maybe.
Oh, they do have one, though.
They do have a hose faucet. What is up? Look at this. This literally. Wow. That is rough.
That is.
Oh my God. Oh man. You know what? I'll offer him $1.250 for the house. That's the imaginary number, folks. It doesn't equal $1.250. What's $1.250? Come on, use your noggin, folks. The contactor right here, it's pulled in, right? And I'll show you what I mean by that. See? 24-volt signal from that on thermostat. The thermostat is actively calling, and it's powering that coil. So we're carefully pulling off the wiring off of this. Now this is live 24 volts. So if I short this out to ground, chances are I'm going to blow a fuse in the air hole in the attic. So we want to be very, very careful in doing so, or make sure the thermostat is off or the power to the indoor unit is off. Why does this want to come off? What the hell? That is weird. See this? Need new
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
thingies.
It's almost like you use them.
We're setting our multimeter to read ohms, resistance. I'm going to put one on one side, one on the other, and we're looking for it to be in the teens. 16.1. Perfect. We're going to carefully put back those wires onto the contactor, the 24-volt coil of the contactor. There's one there, and there is the other. Next, now that we know that's good, also make sure visually there's nothing wrong, nothing burnt on it. The wiring looks not charred or heated up or burnt up. Next, we're going to make sure our capacitor is discharged. So I'm just going to take an insulated PR needle nose, for example, and touch everything together. You can also use your fingers, but expect to get zapped if there's still a charge there. I'm taking the wire off of the blue wire off of Herm. Your mileage may vary, but just pay attention to where they come from. A dual capacitor has 3 sets of terminals. One is fan, one is HERM, hermetically sealed compressor, and the other one is common, or C. Now, this capacitor is reading a 40 plus 5. That's what it says right there. And it's a 440, 370. So if I take HERM and I set this to read capacitance, indicated by that little icon right there, I take one lead and put that on the terminal for HERM, and the other one for common, it should be that larger number, which is 40, and it's reading 40.1. Now I'm going to take it off of HERM and go to fan, and that should be 5, and it's 5.05. This capacitor is good. We're going to put the wiring back on the capacitor. That blue wire went to HERM, but remember, your mileage may vary. So now we've checked the contactor, also visually inspecting it, but also checking the coil resistance, and then the dual capacitor. And those all checked out okay. The inside of the unit has been cleaned out and vacuumed. If there was running water here, I would probably be inclined to give this a nice water rinsing from the inside out. Because of the visible damage, because of animal defecation on it, I would probably steer away from using like a New Bright or New Calgon, chemical on it, because you don't want it to eat that up. But listen, the system is in good condition overall, with the exception of the dog urine. The capacitor tested fine, and the contactor tested fine. Next, we're going to put the condenser fan motor top back on, and we'll run a wire back through it, and then put a little zip tie there, and then turn it back on. If it was warmer out, we would do a, we would see if we suspect there's a refrigeration problem, we would check refrigerant pressures. But I don't like to check refrigerant pressures unless I suspect there's a problem with it. Make sense?
Makes sense.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I love when I'm talking and it doesn't record. My yellow went to L2, black went to T1, and brown went to the terminal on the dual capacitor for fan. And we're all buttoned up. Put the screws back in, fire up, make sure that compressor runs, make sure the fan runs. Remember that contactor is still pulled in. So as soon as we give it power back, it'll fire up as long as we wired everything correctly. Nothing's like disarray here. All right, I pushed the condensing unit a little away from the house a little bit. You can see it was here, a little vercocked, but it's okay. I also needed to move it to get that screw in, which was being a pain. But overall, I would say give it a condition of fair to good. And that's primarily because of the urination. Visible evidence of urination on the unit. Hopefully it's a dog and not a human.
Yeah.
But based on how the backyard is sitting here, it may just be a human. My gold bracelet is actually a rubber bracelet. It's not really gold. When you're taking out a disconnect or putting one back in, I was taught to do this. Use your right hand, make sure you're not standing in water, right? And put your left hand behind your back. When you plug this back in, like that, God forbid there's an electrical short when you pull this out or you're putting it back in, electricity will flow through your arm and down your right side of your body on the opposite side of your heart. Dead ass. Professor Eugene Silverstein taught me this many, many moons ago. So when you're taking out a disconnect or putting one back in, right hand, left hand behind your back, make sure you're not standing in any water, make sure you have like good insulated boots on or shoes, whatever, and then pull that out and plug it back in. Because God forbid there is an issue with that. Listen, how many times have you tried to do this? You're pulling out a disconnect, the thing's welded in there, right? And the whole thing breaks in front of you. Side of caution. That's all. James?
I already know. I know what you're gonna say. The dryer flex or the vent.
No. Well, yeah.
Look at the flex on the dryer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, a good technician of observing his surroundings, and you definitely got an A+ for that exam. Behind this door, you see how that emergency boiler switch plate looks?
Yeah, it says oil.
What do you think's older, the switch plate or that boiler? Oh, man. It's a good old American standard. And it's not a crapper.
Oh my lord. Look at that expansion tank.
Yeah. That's the expansion tank. That's the ST5. You know, it's full, yet the thing on top is
Not indicating that
yeah,
it's full.
it's a complete waste. So we installed this water heater many, many moons ago.
Yeah. It won't even
do
It won't even press.
Yeah. Wow. So, do you know what kind? Have you seen this gas valve before?
I have seen that before. Yes.
So you know what that plug went to?
No. Oh,
So-
the original pilot.
Yeah. So this is an old style like I forgot what it's called, but it has the pilot tubing running off the gas valve. That's going to the gas control valve, but I think it's been modernized, and that's why it's plugged. But this is one of those jobs where if it's not broken, don't even look at it. In case someone wants to see the model number of this thing. 100 and output 144,000 BTUs. Wow. Serial number. Let's see if I can get any of that information right there. 68. There's that. Oh, it's a series. Serial number? Nope. Wow.
And you got this over here. You got leaking on the.
Oh yeah, look at that little thingamajiggy. When's this water heater from? Let's see.
2017.
Yeah, wow, 9 years old. 9 years ago I put this thing in. Crazy. 9 years. Well before there was press and pipe doctor. It's crazy. Wow. Good old valve tag. Okay, she wants to look at. Oh, what's that? Huh. Oh. Well, at least they got creative with the dryer vent. All right. I guess we will turn off the air conditioning and tell them have a nice day.
A few moments later.
This sucks. We lost one. And it's one of James's. So what we should do over here is we lost one. It is what it is.